Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Shaggy TV. This will be the first video of 6 that I'll be doing before our show goes live on April 2nd, 2012, which is a Monday. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm taking 5 champions that are really good for newer beginners, like level 1 summoners, and doing a commentary on them, teach you a couple things, show you how it works. The first character I'm starting with is Warwick, and I'm starting with a level 1 Warwick jungler. That way they kind of show how to get them off the ground, how to tackle the jungle without any runes and masteries. Warwick can do it, Udyr can do it, Nunu can do it, Nocturne can do it. A little slow, but he can do it as well. But Warwick is by far my favorite, just because his sustain is so naturally high. It allows him to get through the jungle pretty quick. So the main things we'll cover is basically the path you take, because it's different than whenever you jungle at higher levels, whenever you have your own jungle. Since you normally don't have a jungle on the other team, your path's much different starting at level 1 summoner. So anyway, I'll take Cloth, 5 health pot. Now I'll take Q first. At higher levels, I like to take W first, but lower levels, I'll take Q first just because it allows you to come off blue buff with a little bit more health. And then when you go to still red buff, it's really important to come off with a little bit more health. So, and I'll do wolves, I'll do blue, and I'll do red. That would give me level 3, and then I'll gank top. It's really important at level 1 to do your path based on where your top solo is. So since we're on the blue side, I'll do wolves, blue buff, and red buff. That would give me level 3, and then I'll gank top. If I'm on purple side, I'll actually start Wraiths, do red, then do the opponent's blue, and then gank top. It's really important that you do that. It's really important that you adjust your route based on where your top is, because he'll be going against 1 versus 2. This path in this video is also okay for even level 30 players that get into a game and they found that the other team maybe argued and didn't actually get a jungler. This path is optimal for both high and low level. So that's what we'll do. We'll just get these wolves. It's really important that we get this. Without the wolves, we won't actually hit level 3. So it's really important that we do that. My roommate is going top, so I know I have a good leash on blue. Sometimes you don't have the luxury to do that, and if you don't get a leash, you want to cut the wolves out of your route, just because you won't have time to do it. And pull the wolves a little bit closer to blue. They'll actually follow you quite a way, even right now. Look, go ahead, pull. It's fine. Like I said earlier, this will give us a good leash. Did a good job. Rush right through these. He's getting ganked here, so it's fine though. Oh, they're still chasing.
It's time to hunt.
Right there, he should have went to the tower, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm not going to chase him. I'll stay on E here. I have no way to slow them, no way to keep them down, so if anything, I'll at least knock them out of the lane here. I want to get back to my minions here, hide around the minions. My skill comes up. I want to stay by my minions. I want to make sure that if they come on me, that they're going to take minion aggro. Deal more damage that way.
It's only fun.
Now I'm trying to keep baited here for my gum. He doesn't have permafrost yet. problem. So it's not an ideal start. We probably could have got a Moo there if I would have ghosted and went after him. The only problem is, see, I think he only has exhaust, I guess. I don't know, which I think he already used, which I know he used. That was actually probably an easy kill that I missed there, but we'll get red here real quickly. Our main goal here is to just keep farming, keep camping top. So I'll stay in their jungle for most of the time, right here, just to kind of keep an eye on top. Before long, his lane will start pushing once his minions die there from the tower. Just want to kind of stay by top, make sure he doesn't get caught again like that before. Right there, what he really should have done though is he should have went back to his tower. He should have ran back towards his tower, but instead he ran down this way, and it put us in a really weird position where like they were guaranteed to kill. He would have ran back towards his tower. He would have definitely scared him from chasing. If they did chase, we probably, we would have got a kill because they would have chased into tower aggro. So it's just really important to make sure that you're always kiting your enemies closer to advantages instead of disadvantages. So right here, he got pushed out of his lane. Not going to go on him just yet. Kind of wait until he gets a little closer. We should be able to catch him here. Now I have red buff. We actually have a slow, some way to keep him there. Here we go. So we're going to go for a Moo. We just talked about earlier he has no escape ability, so we're going to go for him. Turn around on. He doesn't have his ultimate yet, so this should be easy double kill right here. Yeah, it is easy double kill. That puts me really far ahead now. Actually, a lot more ahead than what I really should be right now. It's always really important too. I didn't really get to talk to that because I didn't get to go to red, but so make sure that you use tab to your advantage and see what summoner spells your lane has before you gank it, because that determines a lot of what you're going to do. For example, if the lane you gank has double heal, which is really common for these low levels, as you see, 3 out of 5 people on 2 out of 5 people on their team have heal. Even if you look at our team, 4 out of 5 have heal. If you gank a lane that has double heal, you're probably not going to get a kill, and you might actually even die. It's really surprising, like especially if you're used to like the higher level play. It's really surprising to come into a lane that has double heal. You really want to watch out for that. Make sure you understand what summoner spells they have. So now I got my ultimate. I'm going to go back, start building my wriggles, and then gank top again. Like I said, I'm just going to keep pressure on top because that's who needs the most help right now. Actually, I'm going to sell my health potions too to get boots. Now I have wriggles, I don't need sustain. The big thing with Warwick and why he's not as good in higher level play, he's still an amazing champ in higher levels, but the reason why he's not as good is like say like he's not as good as like a lot of the high ganking junglers, like Nautilus and Udyr. It's because he doesn't have good early game. Yeah, I'm gonna use Ghost here. I should be able to pick up this kill pretty easy as well. I don't want to use my ult unless I just have to here. Okay, good. I don't have to use it. It's really good. I didn't have to use it actually. Okay. Anyway, the reason why he's not as good at high level is because he can't gank as well and he doesn't have as much pressure without his ultimate. So pre-6 or without red buff, he doesn't have as much ganking potential. The really cool thing about level 1 jungling with him though is you always have a red buff available, whether it's yours or your opponent's. So it's really it makes him a lot better early game. Because he has access to blue buff, red buff, and blue buff. Yeah, sorry if this commentary isn't as good. It's really hard for me to commentate why I play, because I'm trying to focus on so many things. This is going to be another super easy kill. Again, he doesn't have an escape, and we have our ult. I have my ult. Johnny actually ran away for some reason, so we actually can't get the kill now, but we might be able to on this. This Johnny's playing a little passive, not as aggressive as what she should be with a Warwick with ultimate. So I'm just gonna ping here and swoop in behind him. Like I said, since I have an ultimate, I know I can get a kill on him, and he has no escape. He has no like flash or ghost. That's the ult now. Yeah, I didn't really want to ult right there, but. And again, I could probably tower dive there and still pick up the kill. I just didn't want to get. I just went on a rampage. I don't want to give up my killing spree if I don't have to. So Johnny's already struggling a lot top, so I don't want to like make her struggle more by giving Master Yi a killing spree. I'll pick up blue here. I'm just going to continue to do my jungle and then go back as soon as I clear my jungle. I like to build a phage on Warwick at low levels instead of the Wit's End. The reason why is because I like the phage because of the tankiness and the slow. With people not having flash, the slow proc from phage can actually just result in kills on its own. At higher level play, though, if you get that phage proc, people just flash away. At lower level, any kind of slow is actually very, very good. So a quick frozen mallet is almost game breaking. Every other lane is doing real well, so I don't really have to worry about any other lane except top. Top's struggling really hard right now, so I should probably gank there actually before I get red, but it's to the point now where I can't save that tower. The best thing that could probably happen to him is if the tower drops. He can farm a lot more safely now. It allows him to hold the lane down here.
Your team has
I have enough for my first stage. Luckily,
an enemy has been slain.
team's getting a lot of other teams getting a lot of disconnects. Knocked him pretty far behind.
An ally has been slain.
It's like, yeah, we want to try to help.
An enemy has been slain.
Alright, so
Executed.
since our top lane's doing well now, since he's got that gank, I'm just gonna keep farming a little bit. I'm gonna try to go back and when I have 2,300 gold, so I can get my phage and my giant's belt. Just so I'm a little bit more tanky, a little bit more strong. I'll hold mid here. I think mid's coming down anytime soon, so I'll just go take the CS.
It's time to hunt.
Another thing too with Warwick that a lot of people struggle with, and we'll talk about that more once I get back into the jungle, but you want to not use your Q to last hit, unless you have blue buff, and then it's perfectly okay with it. Unless you suck and you miss, but the reason why is even though he is a very sustainable champion, he doesn't do well. His mana pool isn't the best, so you actually run out of mana fairly quickly if you spam Q. It's okay to spam W, but Q is not. Okay, so what's happening right now is a perfect case of people harassing the jungler in lane. She blew her ult right there. You never want to harass the jungler when he comes back into lane to cover, unless you know for a fact that you can get a kill all in. If you harass the jungler like they just did, you basically are giving the lane to your lane partner, or not your lane partner, but you're actually losing the lane if you harass the jungler that much. The reason why she just blew half her mana and ultimate, and Mumu burned about half of his mana too, to do damage to a person that just goes back into the jungle, free farms, and gets all of his life back. So whenever the laner comes back, like whenever mid lane comes back to lane, he's instead of facing an Orianna with full mana and with her ultimate, he's facing an Orianna that doesn't have an ultimate and has half mana. So it's going to allow him to come back into his lane and dominate instead of being a pretty even exchange. So unless you know for sure you can kill your jungler, the jungler when he comes and holds the lane, you don't want to harass him. You're basically allowing the jungler to win the lane for his mid or for his top or wherever. We're just gonna keep farming. We're almost at that 2,300 mark I wanted to be at. Just keep farming. I'm not taking the enemy's jungle as much as I normally would because Teemo's been kind of farming it. So that's okay with me. As long as someone's getting it, that's okay. I think he's doing pretty well too. He's not doing too bad, so I don't mind him getting the farm. And we go take a blue buff. So. Also, another thing too I want to talk about as well. Just whenever you take an enemy buff or your buff, you always want to time it. I kind of have the timings in my head now after doing it for so long, but you always want to write them down in chat so not only you know, but your team knows as well. This allows you to make sure that you always get your buffs when they come up, and that you are always stopping the enemy's buffs before they come up. So, you look at 14 minutes, it's 14:42 is when we killed it. You can mark that by timestamps if you want, like I just did there. As soon as you kill it, just type a letter there to get the timestamp, and then just add 5 minutes to it.
An enemy has been slain.
So it's 1942. It's when their blue spawns. So it allows you just to keep track of the enemy's buff. That way you can beat it when they spawn and kill them. Alright, so they're pinging here, pinging at the bottom there for thing. I'm going to go down and kind of hold that lane, make sure she doesn't get that tower. Sorry again if the commentary is kind of vague. It's kind of hard to play and commentate at the same time. We'll get it.
Team has destroyed a turret.
Alright, so I have plenty to go back and get my phage and giant spell. So now I'm incredibly strong. Lets me engage a little bit better with my ultimate as well, so I don't like just die instantly when I engage. The higher levels like to go wits in first, or if the other team has a high amount of magic damage, which this team's actually pretty balanced. I mean, they obviously have more AD than they do ability power, but it's okay. So since my top lane's still struggling a little bit, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give her blue. I'm gonna give her blue. And then we'll gank top as well. Her ult's down. You can tell that by the green dots over here, but her ult's down, so. No escape. So he has, like I said, he has no escape. So that's the thing with any jungler at any level. If
An ally has been slain.
not from across the
An ally has been slain.
I really don't want to have to ult this person. You'll see a lot of Warwicks go overboard and they'll just like use their ult every time it's up. I don't want to use my ult unless I just have to. I like to use my ult for an execute. I'll try to bait back into this bush, but probably yeah. He would come out. So again, I don't want to use his ultimate unless I just have to. So. We had that there. That he ulted to get away, so I ulted to counter his ult. It's really important that you don't just, like I said, just spam your ult. If I would have ulted before the Nocturne ulted in, he would have actually just ulted and got away. I mean, he would have just ulted and got away. So it's good. It's really important that you kind of wait until you can counter an ultimate or secure a kill, or someone flashes to get away, or someone goes to get away. Instead of just ulting and then allowing them just to get away. You want to think of your ultimate more as an execute, I guess, than a really initiation. Especially early game. Once you get into like team fights, then your ult becomes more of an initiate. Okay, so Teemo, I'm gonna let Teemo actually have this. He ran away, so I took it. But I don't mind letting Teemo have that red because I actually have enough money for my frozen mallet now, so red's not as important for me. But he was being cool and let me have it. So. I'm gonna go back and get my frozen mallet. Actually, I'm good. It's a crazy thing about these low-level games is you don't usually see 3 people mid at 18 minutes into the game. Whatever. So It's actually 4 people more. We're gonna go for Bane is who I really want. So Johnny's actually behind me, so I'm gonna go ahead and go for it. Oh, okay. I didn't want to actually have to ult right there again, but I feel like we couldn't get that kill without that ult. We could have picked off. We could have picked off a movie right there without my ult. We could have used it to probably secure another kill afterwards. So. It's okay. Yeah, especially not using if you gank a top lane, for example, and you get a kill up there without using your ultimate. A lot of times, if someone comes up to try to counter gank you, it really throws them off. Throws them off surprise. It's you just boom ult them. They don't expect that they usually assume that you got the kill with your ultimate.
A summoner has
I
reconnected.
don't want to chase too much.
Rampage.
Just want to try to secure that kill there, but
Enemy killing spree.
they have time to farm without a huge fight going on. Another thing too is make sure you always smite every time it's up if you can.
I smell the stench.
The reason why is if you the one point that I use at level 1 is into approved smite, or it's in the defensive tree. Just because that 10 gold actually adds up. If you use it every time it's up, it really adds up. Top lane's doing a lot better now. Got a kill there. Looks like it's gonna be a double kill. I'll probably even come in and ult here maybe. I'm gonna try to swoop around. You want to make sure that you turn your bloodstone off if there's people low level so they don't know you're coming. You're overcommitted right there. I'm gonna try to swoop them behind him here. Alright. I don't really have enough mana to be able to chase. Can't kill any more fuse. So I'm gonna last hit here a little bit. Head back and buy. I really need to buy because I haven't put back and bought forever. So. Could be a lot more kills right there if I had frozen mallet. Go back, buy. Just so hard. All these fights going on, just non-stop. Go back, buy my frozen mallet. Start working towards wits end.
I hunger.
I'm not sure that team I went back like that. The other thing I really like about Warwick is that he doesn't really have a set build. Obviously, Frozen Mallet Wits End is really, really good. But he has the ability to actually build anything and still do a good amount of damage. It's also why I like him a lot top lane, and I'll talk about that later in another video. But if you're against a heavy magic AP team, you can build a lot of magic resist on them. If you're against a heavy AD team, you can build a lot of armor on them. If you're against somebody in lane that does a lot of true damage, you can build a lot of health on them, and it really doesn't hurt him any. It doesn't make him any less powerful. Now we have Frozen Mallet. We're super powerful, so I don't mind to go just mess with the E. We also have the minion advantage here, so he can't win. So he knows that. Also, something else I want to talk about as well. I always put 3 points in the blood set before I put any more points into my Hunter's Call. And the reason why is because your blood set is super, super strong early game. Then after 3 points in it, because of Frozen Mallet here, he's actually dead. We know that Oriana's coming from this side, and he's coming from this side. They don't have to ult here, what he just did. So I still haven't used my ultimate, so we'll use the ultimate to try to catch someone afterward. Again, I'm not too worried about fighting right now. I'm just continue to farm. Cool thing about Warwick is he gets stronger as the game goes on. So the longer the game goes, the more stronger Warwick gets. So don't force fights early game if you don't have to. Don't think you have to end the game by a certain time limit. He's not like Shaco. Just stay in the game, farm, and stay ahead of your enemy jungler, and you'll easily win the game.
It's time to hunt.
Okay, so here I'm actually going to ult to try to catch. Yeah. You got pretty lucky with that.
I hunger.
So again, we just got another kill, so I'm just going to continue to farm. Having up for a wit's end. I also don't really prioritize, I can't say that word for some reason, but, I actually don't, put a lot of, okay, so anyway, I don't try to get my tier 2 boots really quickly with Warwick, and the reason why is because with his blood scent, he already moves really quickly. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so with his blood scent, he already moves really quickly. So there's no reason to like shoot for your tier 2 boots unless you just go back and you have enough money for them. Like anytime you go back, you should always spend your money on whatever you can. So unless you really have to, there should be no reason to build your tier 2 boots over like a wit's end. Like if you go back and you have just enough money for like wit's end, for example, you want to definitely buy the wit's end over your tier 2 boots. That's not true with a lot of junglers. For example, Udyr, is a little bit better with his boots. But with Warwick, it's okay to kind of skip out on your tier 2 boots. So what I'm doing right here, I'm just farming. Like I know that most of them are mid, so I'm just like pushing towers, farming. At low level play, even at low elo play, like you shouldn't sacrifice farm over like helping your teammates unless you know you can get a kill. It's just kind of my opinion, but I feel like it's always better to make sure that you get farm, because with farm you can carry your team. It's Oriana's is really bad. But anyway, it's really important that you just get farmed up, get to a point where you're unkillable. Like there's no way this Oriana can kill me. I'm just getting stronger and stronger. Okay, so I'm gonna ult Vayne, so she wastes her ult there. She got me. And she hit me to the wall. That was kind of not bad, but. Okay, it's not building Ninja Tabi, just because I think Vayne's probably the fed. Yeah, Vayne's the most fed on the team, plus she just got my killing spree, so I'm just going to start stacking armor. I'm going to build this to probably a Guardian's Angel first, or a Glacial Shroud, just depending on how much money I have when I go back the next time. Both items are really good on Warwick. So. Yeah, so what I was trying to do there, I was trying to ult to, so she would stay on my ult during her ultimate, that way she doesn't have that insane damage boost. However, it just didn't last long enough, and she knocked me up against the wall. Plus, I was already weak from the Oriana harass. So.
An enemy has been slain.
Just a bad play on my end. I should have known there was going to be more than 2 or 3 people come up. So here we got Shojani. So I'm just going to kind of bait here, act like I don't know, and try to run away. Waiting for my ultimate here. I really can't help him. I mean, he has to run back. Alright, so. There we go. Yeah, okay, so it's really important to bait like that, like see, like even that Oriana, anyway, even that Oriana was like nice escape, blah blah. they assume that we're trying to escape or that we're trying to run away, but in reality, you know, we're baiting. Like I knew I couldn't kill both of them. Just trying to bait him into Swajani. So since Vayne is the one getting fed in the team, armor and health is what you really want to be able to outlast her damage. Armor for her AD, obviously, and then health for her true damage off her bolts. Oh. So I'm probably not going to be able to help this Warwick, but I'm going to be able to hopefully ult this. I don't want to walk in this brush. Yeah, as long as we keep killing the Vayne like that, we're fine. I really didn't want to walk in that bush, so I put a ward in first, but can't really slow off. Didn't get that Nocturne low enough from
Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain.
So we're not going to tower dive him. He's really tanky and he's not going to be able to kill him before he gets to the tower. Just going to push bottom here.
An enemy has been slain.
Continue to farm up.
A summoner has disconnected.
I mean, this is where the game gets a lot more boring.
Shut down.
Well, that is League of Legends. It's farming. So we see Vayne. We picked her up with our scent. What we're going to do is we're going to act like we don't see her. So we're going to be able to get away easily with our scent. So I'll keep juking this. I'll move here. Don't want to make the dash on. So we see our Teemo here. Oh shit, our team was almost dead, so we're gonna want to come on. Oh, he got us. What you want to do right there in that situation, I completely messed it up, but you want to make sure that you just keep running through bushes, so it's hard for him to get. He got us with our bandage toss. It kind of bugged out, and it looked like he missed, but he actually hit me with his bandage toss, so. Definitely get Guardian Angel here. Yeah, Mummy does some magic damage, but I mean, it's not enough to warrant heavy magic resist. With our wits in, with our wits in and our health from our frozen mallet, we're gonna be okay versus any magic damage. Yeah, also, in that fight too, the reason I ran down this bush and came around on Oriana was so I didn't lead them into the almost dead Teemo who was in the bush here. So if he wasn't there, if he didn't recall there, or he saw me coming, he would have ran away. I would have actually just ran into this bush, which allows for a lot more push play and puts the other team into a lot worse position. But I couldn't do that, so I had to run into this bush to save my Teemo. So, there are moments here. Again, we want Vayne here, so I'm gonna ping Vayne, and I'm just gonna go ahead and still go on her. Like, the team's gonna continue to run away. So I can't go on her, but she's still really weak. She has to build any resist. She has to build any way to survive through my ult. Oriana's up here. As long as we kill this Vayne every fight, we'll be fine. sure Wilson's on base. She might have actually disconnected. I don't know. So I'm gonna. Alright. I think it's really funny that always looks like it misses, but I mean that Spanish house like misses, but good game. So I didn't get to talk too much about juking like I wanted to. I missed up a lot of good opportunities I had to show that off, but that's basically it. Just make sure that you build the early phase into Frozen Mallet. I think it's really good for low level play. Wits End, super good. The reason why is because of the magic damage. The magic damage off of the Wits End allows Warwick to do deceptively good damage. Since all of his base attacks deal magic damage, it really makes it look like that he doesn't have much damage, but in reality he does. It also makes him really hard to build against. If you build armor against him, he still does damage through the magic damage of the Wits End, and if you build magic resistance against him for some reason, then he'll do damage just based off his attack damage from the Frozen Mallet. So it's a really good combo. After you get your Frozen Mallet and your Wits End, you just want to build defensive items and stay alive. Low levels, it's really hard for teams to deal with any kind of tanky character. They usually build super glass cannon. You know, if you look at the other team, like they build all attack items. You know, no one has any defensive items. Actually, I think the best defensive item on the other team is the Doran Shield. It makes their team super squishy, and if you're really tanky, it makes you very hard to kill. So yeah, thanks a lot for checking out my commentary. Sorry it's a little sloppy. It's really hard for me to play and do commentaries at the same time, but just check out the channel and check out the daily. We'll be starting the league daily. Let's see, it'll be April 2nd, which is a Monday. Every day we'll talk about different games. We'll do commentary analysis. The show we're going to be talking more about what champions new players can pick to do well from 1 to 30, and even in early ELO games, what good champions to help carry you and your team up through the ELO. And these commentaries are kind of talking about those champions and kind of getting you guys ready to check them out. So check us out on Monday, April the 2nd. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. See you tomorrow.